Namaste everyone. Hi folks. How are you all? कैसा का है? कैसी चल रही preparation CAT 2024 की? I'm very sure that you are high on energy and you've started preparation. And I'm very sure कि VARC की preparation तो बहुत ही बढ़िया चल रही होगी. All right. So I'm Shruti Tiwari and I'm here from Supergrads Top Rankers to talk about a little, on how to read Aeon essays. Although I have made a few videos on that, but then let's revise. It's not just about the Aeon essays. Yes, Aeon essays are the authentic source for CAT RC preparation, but that's not the only thing. All right, you can read. I mean, this discussion has to be not just about Aeon essays per se, but about how to read at all. All right, you can read from all the possible authentic sources like you can read editorials and columns of The Guardian. You can read editorials and columns of the New York Times. You can go to BBC website, or you can go to History channel and read the PDFs of history and culture. So there are variety of sources which are very authentic sources, and obviously you all can have look at the PDFs which are available on the universities and their encyclopedias which are available on the websites. So there is no limit to reading as such. But Aeon essays give you a window, all right, to get exposure to all the variety of genre which are generally asked in all the competitive exams relating to management entrance, but specifically CAT and XAT. So that is the reason why we keep on, reiterating it and coming back to Aeon essays. All right. So let's have a discussion on why to read Aeon essays and how to read Aeon essays. All right, let's begin. So the first question is why to read Aeon essays. Now, obviously, most of the faculty members and most of your coaches have been telling you time and again that they are the most authentic source of CAT RCs, and uh, you can score very well on RCs because you get familiarized with the kind of language, kind of jargons which are used in different themes. All right, you can solve questions in time because you have that flow of idea in your mind. All right, and you can, develop focus. So these are all well said. Yes, absolutely. These are the reasons why we generally suggest you for reading the Aeon essays. But there is one more thing which occurs to me, and as a coach for past 16 years or more rather for CAT and XAT and other MBA entrance exams, even GMAT and GRE, I feel that when you are preparing for a competitive exam, you're actually preparing yourself for that the D-Day. So unless you have prepared yourself thoroughly, that panic situation will not be handled properly. So, unless you have really put in effort and developed that endurance and resilience while you are reading in leisure, the day when you'll be sitting for CAT, or probably you must have experienced that even while taking these mock CATs, isn't it? That the panic situation arises, all right, that anxiety escalates, and that creates problems. You get intimidated by certain questions, certain passages, and that, gets carried forward in even DILR and in quant. So as a result, your whole mock get influenced or affected rather by your panic state. So my suggestion is that when you are taking time and effort for leisure reading, why not develop that kind of understanding? Why not develop that kind of comprehension, which helps you deal with the toughest of the RCs? And you're not getting any kind of panic attacks while you're reading any passage. So that should be your purpose, that it's not just about CAT, it's not just about that competitive exam, but I'm making myself a little familiar with the kind of language I need to use later on. I'm making myself more comfortable using a global language, which generally people are using while interacting with each other or expressing their ideas. All right. Why not I get familiar and comfortable with, talking with the authors who have that kind of intellectual level which I am aiming at? Why don't we consider that to be our aim? All right, think about it. It's not just about having to rush with those passages and somehow get to the central idea and somehow get to the theme of the passage and move ahead. All right, let's calm down and make ourselves familiar and normalize ourselves dealing with these passages. All right. Olympics is a very good example for that. Right now, Olympics, Paris, all right, it gives you every day, it gives you such kind of, anecdotes, it gives you such kind of illustrations. Winners or most outstanding performers, whether they are athletes or whether they're in any of the endurance sports, are people who have given a lot of time in preparation rather than just getting into that competition. All right, there have been years and years of development of stamina, development of endurance that has resulted into their good performance. All right, so if you really want to perform very good in your mocks right now and later on in the real cat, my suggestion is कि तुम्हारा leisure time जो है, it should be really productive. All right, think about it. Now, this is how Aeon Essays, the dashboard looks like. This is just for science, and it will have such kind of, categories, different categories. If I talk about just science, you can see the details which it is giving you. So, essays and videos exploring physics, evolution, cosmology, and other frontiers in science like astronomy, biology, biotechnology, chemistry, computing and artificial intelligence, cosmology, earth science, climate, evolution, genetics, history of science, human evolution. By the way, history of science has been a very celebrated topic of CATA. Past, like if I talk about 2023, there were two passages. Earlier also, there were passages which were related to history of science. It could be history of any disease, it could be history of any concept of science, it could be some kind of technology, whatever. All right. So you have passages based on this. Similarly, you have the entire, bucket of topics on philosophy. So they have a wonderful website of Aeon Sophie, which will give you all the variety or spectrum of topics from metaphysics to cognitive science and behavioral therapies. And so you have a wonderful Aeon Sophie, okay, which gives you the entire spectrum of a range of philosophies, ranging from the ancient philosophies of Socrates and Aristotle to the modern day philosophers like Kant and Nietzsche. You'll have all the concepts of philosophy from nihilism, stoicism, epicureanism. So all variety of philosophies, all variety of philosophers and their different perspectives, you'll find them. All right. So similarly, you have Aeon Psyche, which gives you wonderful essays and elaborations on the psychological theories or psychological analysis of different aspects. All right. So everything you need to prepare for RCs of CAT or everything you need to read for that you have on Aeon. All right, and that's the reason why we keep on, suggesting you that you should read Aeon essays. All right, so that is the answer for why. Let's come to how. How to read Aeon essay so that you don't doze off. All right. The most common question or the most common issue which arises and students keep coming to me is that we start with a lot of enthusiasm, but by the time we read the fourth or fifth paragraph or sixth paragraph, we get tired, exhausted. By the time we reach to the end, uh, we are not able to connect the dots. I have lost everything. Probably we don't feel motivated then next day to read the essays. All right. And this is very genuine. I mean, this is natural, this is human. Because the essay which you're reading, it's not of your interest. You've never heard or read about it. It's completely new. The kind of language which it is presenting is something which you are not very much familiar. So understanding is a little jerky, bumpy, and hence you lose that focus in between. And that's the reason why you feel that it's very boring, all right, or I should leave it, all right. But the the real challenge is this, that in CAT you'll have these passages. In fact, you will have an entire VARC section of 40 minutes, followed by 40 minutes of DILR, wherein you'll again read the cases and solve. All right. Then you'll have to move to quant, wherein again you'll have to be attentive and understand the logic. All right. So for 120 minutes, you have to develop that level of attention, level of focus, wherein you're not losing the links. Otherwise, by the time you reach quant section, probably you get exhausted. So you have to develop that endurance. That's what exactly I started with. That if you keep losing focus in 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, how will you continue performing well in the next session or sections of CAT? All right. So make it a point that you start developing that sitting habit, that no matter what is going on outside the world, my focus should be to develop my potential stamina to sit and focus for 2 hours, 120 minutes. I need to do that. All right. मॉक में भी परफॉर्मेंस तभी इंप्रूव होगा व्हेन यू आर डूइंग दैट एवरी डे every single day. All right. Let me share how to do that so that rather than dozing off, you maintain that focus. Okay. Few tidbits. First of all, you should read in chunks, paragraph wise. You need to read the entire Aeon essay in one sitting, no doubt about it. But don't do that without recollecting the thoughts. Once you've read the 4 or 5 paragraphs, initial 4 or 5 paragraphs, take a break, take a deep breath, close your eyes, talk to yourself. Okay, what was the point the author was making? What was the flow of the idea? All right. Once you have that clarity, you can jot it down somewhere if you want. If you don't really want to jot it down, it's fine. Just recollect it. All right. And move on to the next paragraphs then. The same chunk, next 4 to 5 paragraphs. Then again take a break, reconnect the thoughts, connect the dots, understand the flow of idea. Is it getting somewhere in other direction? Maybe the author started with a positive context, move with however to the negative context, or maybe he has taken some twist and come to the reasons of it. Maybe he's talking about some issue. Okay, so whatever is the author trying to tell you, are you able to collect that idea? He's giving you several examples, he's giving you several reasons. From those examples and reasons, are you able to make out what is the point he's making? That's what effort you have to put in. All right. So this is how it will look. This is the page which will get open whenever you click to any of the Eon essays. All right. Here, the author's details are given. All right, a little bit about the authors who have written this article. You will know that most of the authors are PhD. Most of the authors are authorities in whatever field they are writing. All right, so whatever you're reading is very authentic. All right, it is time tested, it is evidential. All right. Second is the language which is used is the international language, the global language. All right, you'll not find those kind of local or regional slangs in it, which might confuse you. All right, so this is uh, educational or intellectual English, which you're supposed to get acquainted with. So, First is read at fixed time slots, preferably of CAT 2024. So you have three time slots: morning, afternoon, and evening. Fix those time slots for taking mocks, for reading good stuff, and for taking sectionals. Because you never know what time slot you'll be given chance to take CAT. So you should be mentally prepared for these 3 months. All right, that whatever time slot is given to you, you're comfortable dealing with it. It should not be कि अरे early morning का time slot आ गया तो मुझे तो नींद आ रही है, या evening का time slot आया तो by the time evening, I get exhausted because I'm a early riser. Okay, so this should not happen. You should get familiar, you should get comfortable with all the three time slots. So the same thing you should apply to even reading Aeon essays. Fix a time slot, all right, and get into one particular Aeon essay, all right. Start reading it. Don't dive deep into it initially. Start with the flow of idea. All right. Read 4 to 5 paragraphs, understand the flow of idea. Move next to the four to five paragraphs, understand the flow of idea. Is there any change in the point the author is making? And then towards the conclusion. All right. Again, something which students do and they should not do is they shouldn't, you shouldn't repeat a topic again and again. For example, if I have affinity towards science, or if I've been a science graduate, keep on reading physics, chemistry, and cosmology or biology and passages of science will make you first bored with the repetitive themes. Second, the purpose of reading is getting defeated, because the purpose of reading is to make yourself familiar with all the kinds of genre which are presented in the cat RCs. All right. So in order to be uh, in order to have that view clear, all right, you should pick themes which are different from each other. For example, today if you have taken philosophy, all right, tomorrow probably you should take mathematics or passage from maybe science. Day after you should take a passage from society or culture. Another day you should take a passage for like book review or maybe some books and authors. All right, so keep mixing these themes. All right, so you should not be stagnating on one theme. All right. The most important part which I keep repeating to my students is whenever you are reading, you should not rush. Superficial reading is of no use. All right, skimming, scanning doesn't help. You feel that it is a shortcut, but it is actually a distortion. It is getting you away from the real pleasure of reading and understanding. And if you don't develop that reading now, when will you do that? All right. So, in upcoming days or maybe in your career, you will be reading a lot. And if you do not develop good reading technique, or if you do not develop this good reading contextual understanding of the passage, probably you will struggle all your life. So this is good time that you start doing it. Read at your comfortable speed. And what is your comfortable speed? According to me, it is the speed in which you talk, the pace at which you are talking, your normal speed. If it is faster, obviously you'll read faster. If it is slower, you will read slower. So if you change your speed of reading according to what I suggest or anybody else suggests, then you will be playing with, or you will be actually disturbing your tune, all right, of understanding. Don't do that. It is different for different person. So read in your own comfortable speed in which you feel that you are able to understand. If you're reading very, very slowly, word by word, I assure you that you'll not be able to understand properly. It is very similar to the way we talk. If we talk very fast, you'll not be able to understand. If I talk very, very slowly, again, you'll feel boring, you'll feel out of context, you'll not be able to link the ideas. All right. So it should be in the normal speed in which we talk. As I told you, read 5 to 6 paragraphs in one go. Note the key points towards the end, and by making note, I don't say that you should actually physically make a note of it. If you don't like writing or you making notes, it's fine. Just make a mental note of it. Just try and recall it. All right, make yourself aware of it. It is something which is very similar to uh, offering namaz, offering prayers to Allah. Why do we offer namaz 5 days in 5 times a day? It's basically to remind ourselves that whatever we are doing, are we in line with what is acceptable to Allah? Is it whatever I'm doing, is it right, yes or no? Whatever decisions I'm taking in throughout the day, am I in alignment with what I should actually do? The same concept applies here, that when you've read 5 to 6 paragraphs, just calm down, remind yourself, am I in line with the author? After that, read 5 to 6 paragraphs. Again, calm down, recollect. Am I in line with the author's flow of idea? Am I able to understand what is the point he's making? So, making yourself reiterate and recall is going to add value to your mock scores, because there it will happen automatically, subconsciously. You will not be making conscious efforts. And the moment you come to that level, things become really easy for you. Okay? Look for word meaning, but only after summarizing. After you have got the entire gist of thing in your hand, then you can look for word meaning once. All right. My suggestion is, do not get affected by some words which are high sounding or which you've never heard of. If you want to look at for word meaning, you can look for them at once, and you can, just browse them and understand their meaning, and that's it. I don't want you to do a lot of effort in that. If you put in effort for reading, your vocabulary automatically gets adds on. All right. Otherwise, also, we have already suggested you that Word Par Made Easy is a good book. So if you're already flipping pages of Word Par Made Easy, making an extra effort on while reading passages gets you disturbed. All right. So I do not suggest that. While you're reading, you shouldn't be getting stuck with words. All right. Just leave that word and move ahead. That word is not the single word which is giving you the context of the sentence. There are several words which will help you understand the context. And with the passage of time, when you get familiar with the kind of genre or the theme repeated, all right, you automatically get acquainted with these words. Okay. So don't feel or don't worry about them. How not to read Aeon essays. As I told you, you should not get stuck while reading, and you get stuck while reading by two, three things. First is you don't understand the word, so you get stuck there, or you were reading and suddenly you realize that you're reading physically, but mentally you have signed off. Mentally you were thinking about something else, maybe about some social media chat, maybe something else which is more important for you, all right, than reading the passage. So you get like bluffed up that, okay, now I am in vacuum, I don't know why I was reading, I've lost it. So that is where you get stuck. And third is when you don't even understand the uh, first of all what the author wants to say, what is the theme or what is the purpose or what is the topic he wants to talk about. You've read the 4 or 5 paragraphs and still you have no clue about it. So these are 3 or 4 ways in which you get stuck in while reading passage or reading the Aeon essay. So the first thing is, do not get intimidated by the words. It's fine. You can skip that word and move ahead, and that would need practice. Okay. Second, while reading, you feel that you're lost. You were thinking about something else, and your mind got deviated. Don't worry, it is very natural. You're reading a boring stuff, so it happens. Accept it. Be normal with yourself. Don't punish yourself. Don't feel too bad about it. All right, happens to everybody. All right, so whatever you were thinking about, come back, restart from the point where you have lost yourself, recollect the ideas and start again. All right, do not punish yourself, just start again. Okay. Third is that you feel that you have read 4 to 5 paragraphs, but you are clueless about what the author is talking about. This is good time that you should change the passage. Because initially, if you get into very, very hard comprehension, very, very hard to understand passages, then obviously it will be demotivating. So initially, I would suggest start with Aeon ideas, pick up, interesting passages. Once you get into the flow of reading, then probably later on, maybe after 15-20 days, you can pick one tough passage. All right. Starting with tough passage is not what I would suggest. All right. As I told you, you should not depend on skimming and scanning or speed reading because these are superficial. This doesn't really help. Okay, it is just a short trick and it happens automatically actually if you are a good reader. When you become an avid reader, you automatically, get to know where you need to you fasten your, seat belts, where you need to rush and where you need to stop. So that happens automatically. But if you do this with an effort or saving on time, probably you will be doing injustice to yourself. Okay, do not take it as a burden कि मुझे कैट क्लियर करना है तो मुझे करना ही पड़ेगा, इसके अलावा बेचारा नहीं है, हे भगवान कोई मुझे बचाओ, ये मेरे साथ क्या हो रहा है. If you keep on doing that, it will be an effort, मतलब it will be a waste of your effort. सारी चीजें पानी में जा रही हैं फिर. ठीक है. So do not take it as a burden. ठीक है. Take it as a challenge and take it as something which will help you later on in your professional life. Okay. So that's all from my side today. I hope I made some sense to you all. All right. Read Aeon essays, read the Guardian, read the New York Times, Smithsonian Magazine, read from the History Channel, National Geographic, read from some or the other authentic sources of CAT, but don't take it as a burden, don't take it as a punishment. Kind of take it as a challenge. All right, make yourself more accustomed and familiar and make yourself understand that this is going to add value to my understanding when I will be doing MBA or later on when I'll be really dealing with the corporate world. This is going to help me. This development of language is going to add value to my performance or productivity later on. All right, and that will help you maintain that flow. On the day you feel really bugged up, you really feel frustrated, don't pick any reading stuff. Just give yourself a break. All right, but make it a point that if you really want to excel in VARC, if you really want to have good score in the CAT attempt, then reading is the best way to do that. All right, so that's all from my side. Take good care of yourself. Happy reading.